This is Drop In, Drop Out, the weekly podcast where a mix of 7 gamers come together for an open and engaging conversation all about video games. Tonight, we're breaking down the best, the worst, and the cursed from last week's string of Summer Game Fest showcases, states of play, directs, app updates, and everything in between. I'm your host, Patrick, and dropping in this week, my favorite member of Drop In, Drop Out, Kayla. Kayla, how you doing?
Oh, what a pleasure. What a pleasure. I'm doing great. I'm excited to talk about all the things. So many things that I feel like we just need to have a moment to address the games of it all because there's so much to discuss. But I'm happy to do it with you guys. Happy to be here.
Hell yeah. Glad to have you. And really completing the spectrum with my least favorite member of Drop In, Drop Out, my sweet dumpster boy, Cayman Darty. Cayman, how you doing?
What the fuck? we haven't had an episode together in so long, and you're just already throwing fucking shade, man.
What would you expect? Nothing less. Truly.
I am the shade thrower. Cayman, how you been?
I was gonna say good, but Jesus. Yeah, I'm fine, Patrick. I'm gonna drop in, drop out. It's the week after Jeff Kaylee shat in my mouth. So, you know, it's like
that tells you how Cayman feels about everything so far.
Not as bad as Patrick, probably.
Ay, caramba. And for the first time in a minute, live producing our show, the homie Jake Twitchin. Jake, how you doing? Get in here.
I'm doing so well. It's good to be here in the seat, baby.
In the seat.
Is that Cuck Mario I see?
Oh, yeah. He's here. That's why I need to go, hide myself.
We're here, as I said at the top of the show, we are going to be talking all about Summer Game Fest, all of the different showcases, the directs, that kind of thing. We have lists. We have report cards. We have all sorts of things. And also our audience, our sweet, sweet audience has lists as well. And then we're also going to go over our predictions from a few weeks ago. So we're going to grade and see which of us was the most accurate for all of the different Summer Game Fest things. Kayla believes it will be her. There's only one way to find out, and that is to wait and see. Before we jump into the show, as I start to lose my voice apparently, before we jump into the show, I want to kick things off with a fun little conversation. Cayman, it's been a minute since you've been on this intimate of a show here at Drop and Drop Out. You jumped in on the Summer Game Fest predictions, which was most of us, if not all of us. No, Maury wasn't there. But this, he dropped in. This cozy little 3-stack we got going.
Right.
I'd love to start this off with something positive, because if y'all think anything like me, there's some negativity coming from Summer Game Fest. So I'm like, you know what? It's a beautiful day on this, what used to be green Earth. Let's smile a little bit. So, Cayman, within the last, let's call it week, what's been your favorite moment in gaming? Is it a game you played? Is it something you watched video game related? Is it something from the showcases that you want to go ahead and tease? What's something that jumps out to you as a happy moment for gaming in the Dumpster Boys world?
What is a happy moment? What is a happy moment from gaming in the Dumpster Boy world? Dup. You know what? I'll say it right now. Sony's State of Play was pretty good if you remove the little fat ending there.
Sure.
Specifically, Romeo's Dead. Getting to see gameplay of that was, I think, for me, potentially the highlight of the show for me.
Hell yeah. Kayla, Patrick, Jake, Kayla, what was your favorite gaming moment in the last week?
I don't think I've had the opportunity to discuss the fact that I actually have finished Expedition 33 now.
Whoa.
Which I did want to say is the highlight of my gaming year. I know everyone and their mom has hyped about this game and how wonderful it is. And I was not actually on the spoiler cast that we did on Dido, which you can go and watch if you would like. But because I finished it shortly after. Or was that on Spotlight that we did that?
That was here on Drop and Drop Out?
Yeah. we just have so many things that you can go and check
know.
out if you go to our website, dropindropout.com. Or is
Mod.
it .com? I forget.
Mod.com.
Think. So yeah, and then of course, like the Nintendo Switch 2 launch, I did get one. I'm very still hype on that. But I think like one of the highlights of my gaming year and so far is definitely finishing Expedition 33. Because one, if you don't know me, I don't normally finish games. Two, it's not typically my type of game. So it was really cool to see something like this grab my attention, like beginning to end. So that's my highlight.
I love that. I love that. For me, it's a couple things. High Score Weekly in the chat gets my honorable mention. A new Nintendo console. Having a great time. But more so, Kayla mentioned this right before we went live. I got this new shirt from Fan Gamer. I think maybe they're called. It's a little Celeste shirt. But I also got a Conker plushie.
Catch you later.
And he
You can
talks.
buy me a pint. Oh, you're a
That's
real charmer.
How about that?
Terrifying.
How about that? The best boy, Conker. If he could just sit up, we'll see how long he'll just like.
I'm
stay on my
afraid.
shoulder.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
I now feel bad because I feel like I completely missed because it was the day of the State of Play. Patrick actually sent me a gift in the mail, and he sent me a stuffed Katamari Damacy with Prince, which I found out later has magnet hands, so you can stand him up like he's pushing it.
Whoa!
Yeah. I was gonna have it down here, but I was like, it's too pretty to be down in this dingy office. So it is on a shelf in my living room for everyone
Amazing.
that comes over to see.
Hell yeah!
We
I
have a
didn't
lot
want
of
to spoil that I got a Conker plush, but I maybe
That's
So
incredible.
good.
Lots of
Love that.
fans in the chat. We have Red Dragon Reborn. We have Noah. We have High Score Weekly. We have Break Stew. We have Coal Mines. We have Blaster Goblin. We have Eula. A lot of our lovely people. And also, I forgot to mention this. One of my highlights as of late was playing Mario Kart with all of you guys. That was so much fun and should be celebrated. And you can go and watch it. Do we put it up somewhere? Are we going to
So
put it up
it's
somewhere?
on. We will. It's on twitch.tv/dropinDropout right now in our VODs, but
Mhm.
we will get it up on YouTube. But for now, you can
Eventually.
Go to Twitch.
Yeah. Incredible.
But yeah, I mostly the whole reason for this was just an excuse to show you guys that I have a Conker.
I appreciate it.
That's incredible.
Anytime I'm trying to be nice, know that there's something else.
There's an
afoot.
ulterior motive. for
There's an
sure.
ulterior motive.
For sure.
Well, as we've said, as we've teased, the last week and a half ish has been just so much announcing and revealing of all sorts of Summer Game Fest things, and a couple folks in our Discord, which if you don't already participate in the Discord, go over to dropindropoutpod.com, click the link to join the Discord. We have little discussion topics for every episode, and we also just talk about video games all day, every day. But a couple people in the Discord, Coal Mines and Cool For You, had posted a couple lists of things that stuck out to them from Summer Game Fest. And we thought, oh, that's an interesting way to do a breakdown of Summer Game Fest instead of just going through every single announcement from every single showcase and event. Let's just come up with some lists of things that stuck out to us in various ways. So that's how we're going to talk about Summer Game Fest. We're going to share some other lists from the community as well. But I figured the best way to start would be with a Summer Game Fest report card. High level, what did we think about Summer Game Fest? What grade would we give it in the classroom of drop in, drop out? And I believe, Jake Twitchin, we have some graphics, if I'm not mistaken.
I said we have some graphics. If I'm
Look at that. We're starting from the bottom. So my report card is here first. Hello, my name is Patrick, and I give the entirety of Summer Game Fest a D.
Whoa.
I was pretty disappointed. And it's the kind of thing, and this is, just to clarify, this is taking into consideration everything. All the things that were announced, all of the different showcases, whatnot, not just the Summer Game Fest.
Right. The whole weekend into the Monday, I think.
There were highlights for me, and like some of those are on my scorecard or my report card here. But I think overall, I was just really kind of let down. And I think it's one of those things where, like, I think Summer Game Fest, as I was kind of reflecting on previous years of Summer Game Fest, I think Summer Game Fest often falls into this, like, expectation that it's going to be as good as the Game Awards, or it's going to be as good as like late 2000s E3. And it just has never been that. But I think there's just this expectation that it is every year. Now, there have been high points, like Xbox's showcase last year as part of Summer Game Fest, an all-timer.
Yeah.
But so I think after last year being probably by far the strongest Summer Game Fest, I think I was expecting them to at least only drop like a little bit. But I felt like it was a huge step down from last year's Summer Game Fest personally. Not to say that there weren't interesting things. Like for me, and we'll kind of go through these and talk about them a little bit at length as well. But the 5 games that stuck out to me the most were At Fate's End, which is the game from the folks that make Spiritfarer, Keeper, which is the new game from Double Fine, Felt That Boxing, that like puppet, hyper realistic, weird fucking game. The Expanse Osiris Reborn, which is one that I missed at first, that some folks, especially Coal Mines in the chat, was really hyped about in the Discord. I was like, oh, I need to make sure I go see that trailer. Watch that this morning. It was like, oh, wow, this looks fucking great. Very much.
That was from like the PC one, right? Is that right?
That was the Future Games Showcase.
Future Games. I missed that show too. So I don't know that I have anything from that directly, but we'll definitely discuss later.
The Expanse Osiris Reborn, as someone who's new into Mass Effect, Kayla, this I think is going to be very Mass Effect coded. It's one of those things like it could go either way. It could be like really fucking good, or it could be like the Callisto Protocol, where like it looks good and it's really not. And then seeing Mixtape again, seeing a game that we first saw last year that I was just so excited for, had been silent for a bit. And then now we have confirmation that it is definitely coming this year. And all of the hands-on reporting about Mixtape at Summer Game Fest was so exciting. Like I can't fucking wait to get my hands on Mixtape. So
Spoilercast.
Yeah, overall, oh God, I can't wait. To the soundtrack of a generation. Oh, I can't wait. But yeah, so that's kind of my general. I was a bit disappointed in Summer Game Fest. Jake, who's next? Whose report card's next?
While we're moving, we have some new people adding in. We have Ren Marie. Hi from Dan Fam with Screaming Bottle Baby. That's commitment right there.
Whoa.
Dropped for Patrick, giving it to Summer Game Fest.
Let's go.
That's so funny. And then we have Andrew Owncarts and Sirius Shard added to the chat.
Welcome in. Dumpster Boy, I see a little higher than me.
First things first. I completely forgot. I added the flute guy to this. So when it popped up, I got like jump scared over here.
If you're listening and you're not looking at the video, Cayman has some graphics added to his report card of some lovely individuals. We should post these somewhere later.
Doodles on the report card. Honestly, Patrick, you're not wrong. I think I was just trying to be nice. I was talking to my wife earlier today when we were talking about, she was asking me what we're doing for the show tonight. And I was like, I don't know if it's just because I'm really depressed right now, or if like this showcase kind of sucked, but like, it just kind of sucked. There wasn't, I think, a lot to walk away from that in terms of like reveals or whatnot that was like, we didn't already know. And I think some of the things that they were like, oh, this is really going to hit for you, was just like, I don't know, man. Like, okay, let me give an example here. Resident Evil 9 being revealed because they kept doing Capcom Resident Evil things throughout the showcase. It was like, there's no way they're not going to fucking do one more thing, and it's Resident Evil 9. And like, that's just the kind of like, I think this showcase just didn't feel well put together from pretty much anyone. Like even fucking Sony's fat flub up at the end of showing us 10 minutes of a game that like 4 nerds and it's some random D&D lobby right now are like excited for. So it's like there were just a lot of poor decisions, I think, that were made for almost in like all 3 of at least the biggest showcases. Even Xbox had a very pathetic like one more thing, and then like the consoles, that was just felt like a wet fart when it like right out the gate, when it was like, it's Rogue branded, like, oh, okay, so it's just a fucking ripoff. So like, I feel like I should have given it a D, Patrick. I'm feeling bad now. I feel like I'm gonna fucked up. I'm gonna go with C just so that I can be nice. How about that? Hold it in there. That was a lot.
So it's so funny. I'm looking at your list. So you have Stranger Than Heaven, Mortal Shell 2, Out of Worlds, Act of Blood, and Ill.
Yeah.
I don't know
forgot
that
about
I
Ill.
remember any of these.
Ill was the disgusting, like
Ill was
horror.
disgusting.
I immediately
Yeah.
clocked that
got
it was
it.
a Cayman game right when I saw it. I was
Right.
like, Cayman's gonna love this game. Like
So,
100%.
Got it.
Acts of Blood is one of those where it's a game that like I think stood out to me mainly because I watched a demo of it like months ago. And it's a solo dev that's basically doing Sifu if Sifu was like hyper realistic. And
Okay.
it looks fucking wild. And the fact that like it's even coming out. And then I think like Mortal Shell 2 is just the fact that we're getting a sequel to that game is mind boggling. And arguably was one of the coolest looking games that was in there. Stranger Than Heaven.
Of them, I do remember Mortal Shell 2. I don't remember the other four.
Stranger Than Heaven, Patrick, was the like a dragon game that's not like a dragon, like the 50s Japan detective. Like,
yeah. Okay. Great.
You know,
Super.
So like, look, these all make sense here. But like, that's kind of sad if those are the games that I picked out. It's like the baboons, you know. Eey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and Noah wrote a thing in the chat that I think it's the kind of thing where it's like, of course, it's easy for us to sit here and be like, what a bummer of a showcase. What a shitty week of video game announcements. And he says SGF this year felt like a solid reflection of the state of the industry. Just on the SGF proper stream, we got 6 different Souls-like / Elden Ring derivative games, a block of samey anime games, Deadpool VR cringe jokes shoved down our throats, and like half of the 2-hour show was about games that are already out or being released in the coming days. It's getting harder and harder to showcase newly announced titles at the pace the current news cycle demands, with production timelines increasing so much year over year. I think that second bit especially rings true.
Yeah.
Where like,
Yeah.
in order to have an Xbox showcase like last year, we have to have a shitty showcase. Like there's no way you can't do a 10 every year. It's impossible.
There's only so much you can continue to like build upon and like have be super unique.
Yeah. And like, you know, at the end of the Xbox showcase, Phil kind of teases next year of like, we're going to have Fable. We're going to be back in Forza Horizon. We're going to have a new Call of Duty, and we're returning to one of the franchises that started it all, which is Halo. Like they basically are soft launching that we're getting a Halo game next year. And they've, the reporting now, actually it wasn't Call of Duty, it was Gears of War, E-Day. But the reporting is that it's a Halo Combat Evolved remaster coming next year as part of the 25th anniversary.
And that brings up a good point too, because it's like, I feel like these days it's almost like people, like developers and companies are like scared to not say something. So they'll like soft launch something like this, which kind of decreases the wow value when it does eventually come out, because then you kind of like, oh, well, yeah, they already teased it. Like, so you kind of have like, sure, it like, you know, reassures the people for a moment, but then it's like when the moment comes, it's not as like, wow, I guess, you know?
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, there's definitely something to that. And it's like, you know, especially an Xbox showcase. I mean, they must plan this they're already planning next year's. Like,
I'm
such
sure,
a big corporation. They're already having huddles about 2026 summer game showcase. Not the huddles. They're having Slack huddles. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things, you know, I got to temper expectations, but but it's at the same time, this year still kind of was a stinker. And that's, you know, what we're here to talk about. Cayman, I did have a quick question on your list before we move to Kayla's. Out of Worlds, is that Outer Worlds 2 or is Out of Worlds another?
Oh, no. Not the $80 game that no one's going to play.
Got it.
Out of Worlds is the claymation couch co-op game.
Oh, Words. Words. Yeah.
Oh, did I typo it? Fuck.
Yeah,
man.
it's okay. It's okay. That's fine.
Well, you know, there you go. I did a typo again later in my report card, so shame on me.
Oh no, somebody did a typo.
Oh, yeah. Jake fixed it in the back.
Thanks, buddy.
That's what a live producer's all about.
Further in.
High School Weekly said he knew what it was.
Thanks, buddy.
That's funny.
Jake, what's next? Are we at Kayla's scorecard or yours?
Well, I'm about to tell you that I also gave it a C. I think I gave it like a C+ though,
Okay.
because I'll be honest, like I'm not a super harsh critic. Like I'm easily entertained when it comes to like things like this, like especially when you like watch it with your friends and like can commentate on it, like I did. Like I had a really good time with like the Xbox Direct or the Xbox Showcase. But I definitely do think that like for the situation with when they were announcing Resident Evil 9, I think that it would have made me so much more excited if they weren't doing the weird like strip tease throughout where they were like,
Sure.
we're not gonna show you. And so I had, which is funny because I almost had like the opposite reaction. I was like, oh well, then they're definitely not like going to actually like show it. Yeah, I don't know why. Like again, I'm also like newer to the space of like video game news and like keeping up with like developers and companies and like actively watching the showcases like live. But you know what's funny is, and I stand by this, I actually am excited for the new Black Ops game, and it's so funny how everyone like we were watching it, and you really need to watch the clip if you haven't already. We have it like clipped on our YouTube of like, and I'm like the notorious I'm not the biggest Call of Duty fan of like where the whole franchise is going, and yes, they pump out a game every year, and it's like okay, but I like the Black Ops like specific line, so I'm intrigued by that, which I didn't put on this list. So my list of like what I'm most excited for, definitely Keeper looks right up my alley. I literally have like a lighthouse tattoo. I don't know if you could.
Fun.
Yeah. So I think that's really cool. I love this like developer. I think it's gonna be really fun. And then At Fate's End literally looks like right up my alley. I love Spiritfarer. I love the art style. I love like a strong female protagonist with a sword. Come on, what more could you ask for? And then yeah, I love Resident Evil, so I also am really excited for that. This was on my prediction card, which we'll talk about later in the show. And then End of Abyss really intrigued me. I noticed that wasn't on any of your list, but to me, it reminded me a lot of Little Nightmares as far as like the style, and it's we have several. I feel like a trend right now is like space like type games, but this one really like stuck out to me, so it's on my radar. Mixtape, definitely. I'm in the same boat as Patrick. I'm very intrigued by, very excited for. I don't think we got a date for it though, right? Like we're still waiting on that.
We still don't. They did say it's coming 2025, so like
Oh, okay, 2025.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
They're
that.
saying this year.
And then Aphelion,
I believe.
That is from Don't Nod. And so to me, Don't Nod is a name that if you put it on a game, like I'm immediately intrigued. Like they're one of my like always on my radar if something's coming out new. But yeah, no, I think that I would give it like a C+. I'm not super like it wasn't like my favorite thing ever, like throughout the whole weekend. One thing that I do think if you didn't watch, which you can watch on JK Games, we did like a live reaction, is the Wholesome Games Direct. The Wholesome Direct was also really good. I don't know if it's technically considered like Summer Game Fest proper, but it just happens like during the same time. But I have more lists that we'll show later that I'm very excited for. But yeah, I'm in the same boat as like you guys, maybe a little bit more up just because like I'm just not like that harsh of a critic. I don't really care that much.
You're not a hater. Like
I'm not a hater.
Is what you're saying.
I can be if needed.
Fault me, I guess. Keeper though, dude. Let's talk more about Keeper. That game looks so good. I was really hoping that we were gonna get Don't Nod's next game. And Double Fine.
Yeah.
And Double Fine is always making fucking weirdo games. But I feel like in a way, this is like the weirdest game they've made potentially.
Yeah.
Jake, what's up?
I can't miss the Keeper conversation.
Get in here.
I am with you. So I'm just tagging along for this one.
Yeah. All of us have like discussed to a certain extent, but Jake hasn't really discussed with us. So I want to hear Jake's thoughts too on Keeper. Are we all in on this one?
I am just so blindly in on anything that Double Fine creates. It's more like passion for like the company, and it reminds me a lot of like the conversation that we had when we were all arguing about like Nintendo Switch pricing and stuff like that a few months ago about like Nintendo's not your uncle. Unfortunately, Double Fine is my uncle, and I love that team. I have a deeply one-sided parasocial relationship with individuals that have no idea that I exist on that team because of like their assorted documentaries and their transparency in the video game industry. And I just find like their approach to creating games is the one that I know the best because it's the one that's been showcased the best. And I just have such a such a like a blind passion for whatever they're doing. So seeing Keeper and then seeing it be so fucking weird, and you can look at Psychonauts and be like, oh, well,
No.
that's like Psychonauts is like a Mario game. It's like a Sonic game. It's a 3D platformer. But I look at Keeper and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That's what's intriguing. I just
Yeah.
love when people do weird shit. And like I love it. I'm very excited.
For sure.
I especially like I feel like you can compare most Double Fine games to something like Broken Age. It has that like telltale quality to it where you're walking around, and like a lot of old Double Fine games where it's point and click adventure, or the one with Jack Black, the metal game. It's like a beat 'em up type, like dungeon crawly type, like brawling game. But this, it's like it's hard to really describe what this is other than like freaky deaky, like kind of 2.5 ish D platformer, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sitting here
I
trying
don't-
to think of like what we could compare it to, and I really don't know like what
Yeah.
it.
And
I love
honestly,
that
for
shit.
me, I'm curious if this is also part of it for y'all. Like, obviously, Double Fine. I fucking love Double Fine. I've never not liked a game that they've made, but the fact that it's a date of October of this year is like just so exciting because I mean, sure, it can be delayed, but
I don't
Man,
know
tell
if it
you
will. I
fucking
don't
do
think it
it, man.
will.
I don't think it
Yeah.
will either.
It's-
But
It's got that Astrobot turnaround from
Mhm.
last year, of like, oh my god, I didn't know that this game existed 2 weeks ago, and in 3 months it'll be here, and that's so exciting
Yeah.
to know that like
I love that too. Yeah.
still something can surprise me like that from
How big do we
Xbox of all
think?
places.
How big do we think the game is, though?
Excellent question. I
I'm thinking
wouldn't be
6 to 8
surprised.
hours.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised
many-
if it's a $40 game.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I'm thinking 6 to 8 hours, Kayla.
Hmm.
Small, definitely small.
Yeah. Which is my preferred
Yeah.
length of game. So I mean, I'm
Same.
in for that for sure.
Hell yeah, Jake.
that up.
We still have your report card to get to. What do you say?
Ooh.
You want to share with the class?
Oh, he wants to share, but not on screen. Oh, there he is.
Do I
Let's go
ever?
That's so funny.
Keeper is on my list.
Oh!
of course.
Luminous Arise! I forgot.
Bee.
Luminous
Ooh.
Arise is on. These are in no specific order. Luminous Arise is up there for me. I have 2 favorite puzzle games of all time, and well, 3 if we include Peggle. Peggle hasn't gotten this treatment, but it should be the next one that they do. However, the team that made Tetris Effect Connected, is making Luminous Arise, and I love Tetris and Luminous in this world more than most things. And now Luminous is getting the same treatment that Tetris Effect is getting, and that's fucking insane to me. It's also worth noting that I have another list, a fun list coming up soon, and one of the things is I only included reveals here, right? Things that I didn't know existed 2 weeks ago. So Luminous Arise, very high up on my list. Keeper, we've talked about. The Wu-Tang game.
Oh,
We
Maury
have
was so
heard-
excited about this.
Yes, so we've heard about this game floating around the industry for a long time. I think there was a rumor that it would be like shadow dropped potentially at one of the Xbox events, maybe the developer _direct or something like that a while back. But then we saw it, and we saw startlingly little of it just now. But the art style and obviously like the Wu-Tang aesthetic and everything, I think is going to go a long way for some people. And
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited to see what that comes, into what that turns into.
Where was that shown? I actually missed the Wu-Tang game.
Xbox.
Xbox. Yeah.
Wait, but I watched that live
Maybe it
on,
wasn't
on
Xbox.
screen.
No, it was Summer Game Fest. I lied.
Oh.
Okay.
It was
Yeah,
Summer
yeah,
Game
yeah,
Fest.
yeah.
There was
It's all a
that makes
blur.
sense. There was a
Yeah.
chunk of that I missed, so that's where it was.
Yeah, it's Wu-Tang Rise of the Deceiver, and it's like almost all build up, and then if it's a 45-second trailer, 10 seconds of that is gameplay, but the gameplay looks really
Okay.
sweet.
Is it a quick search says a co-op situation?
Yeah, online
Yeah.
co-op as well.
For sure, but we don't really know many details outside of that. It is definitely like the concept has already sold me. I could have put this on the list last year when I heard rumblings about it. I don't think I saw anything this year that made me be like, oh yes, the Wu-Tang game is going to be awesome, because it still could be, vaporware that barely exists at this point, based off of what we saw. But just the prospect I think excites me the most.
Mhm.
Grounded 2. Secretly,
Bro.
Grounded 1 is one of my favorite multiplayer games that I've played in the last few years. I played it with a group of friends for multiple weekends in a row, building our base, fighting insects together, having a blast. and that I fall into these like pitfalls every once in a while. I call them a pitfall. It's a good time where we kind of just go down a rabbit hole as like a friend gaming group into a game. And oftentimes the times that we're not in one of those rabbit holes, we're searching for one to fall into. And this is one of the ones that really stuck for us, I think last year or maybe the year before, where we probably put in a good like 30 or 40 hours as a crew, which as a adult in his mid 30s isn't always the easiest thing to do. Not for me, but for other people. Grounded 2 out of nowhere on top of the already insane year that Obsidian is having.
Oh my god, dude.
I don't understand how these people are putting out Grounded 2 in early access, okay. But Outer Worlds 2 and Avowed?
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's actually insane.
This one intrigued me a lot. I've never
Then
played.
I have Marvel Tokon. How do you say that? Any ideas?
I heard it and now I forgot it.
Someone told us
before Marvel, Grounded 2.
Dude.
More. No, you're fine. I hate you, but you're fine. I always wanted to play Grounded 1 and I never did. And yeah, me and Kayla were reacting with Maury to this, and I was like, please, can we play this? And so Jake, I also ask you, please, can we play this? Because Grounded 2 looks so fun. And I want to play it. I want to be grounded.
Okay,
yeah,
listen,
me too.
During the fucking I think this is one of the cooler things. If I'm talking about SGF in my report card and why it's so high, spoilers, we haven't even said that out loud for the audio listeners. The video watchers can already see it. I gave this year a B, which is the highest, I think, out of the four of us. And when I was watching the Xbox showcase, which then devolved into the Outer Worlds showcase as it was pitched, but then we found out that extra hour was actually being divvied up between the Outer Worlds 2 and Grounded 2. So there was a 40-minute deep dive on Outer Worlds and then a 20-minute deep dive into Grounded 2. And watching the Grounded 2 like gameplay and the early stuff and the things that they're adding, like mounts and stuff like that, the whole time I was like, man, I need to go back and play Grounded 1 like on stream and have another experience with that game, because I'm ready for 2, but I don't want to wait that long, even though it's coming in like a month and a half. We should play Grounded like this weekend. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Like,
sure.
It's so fun, and it'll be great Dido content.
Yeah,
I'm in.
And
Noah _C92. Who have we? We'll get there. But Noah,
we'll get there.
Says, "Toke on this dick." Very good. Marvel Tokon. Fighting Souls is so sick, and a lot of people were super bummed out about this game. We're not bummed out, but they didn't like the PlayStation State of Play presentation. Were any of you guys in the same boat there?
It was a monologue of it was so long.
It just sucked the air. If they just ended with this, then I would have been like, all right, fine. But the fact they stayed for so long and it was just like, okay, just get on, just fucking put me out of my misery. Stop.
Yeah. I like that it exists, but I wish it didn't exist there.
Yeah.
Like it would have been good as like a dev diary elsewhere. It was just a lot.
I think for me, one little extra line. If you want to hear more about Marvel Tokon this dick, stick around for another 10 minutes. But for now, otherwise, this state of play is over. I think that would have been like, oh, this is like a solid B+ state of play. But the fact that they were kind of keeping us on this like string, and we were very unclear if there was going to be any more. And then it was like, and now we're done. It's like, well, that kind of sucks. That was.
I don't know how much more clear you can be than saying we have one last thing to share and then showing Marvel Tokon. But understandable. Either way. Now
Did they say that?
I don't remember hearing that.
All right, we'll check the tapes. Check the tapes.
Roll the clip.
I don't think you're wrong. I just wasn't.
I don't remember.
Positioning wise, I get that. I'm a little biased here. I'm taking this side of the argument because I am a fan of it. Obviously, it's on my list right now. For me, when the initial state of play was announced it's going to be about 40 minutes of stuff, this was announced at like the 43-minute mark. You know, I was like, okay, I've already got my state of play under my belt. Every minute after this is overtime as far as I'm concerned. And we hit, I think it was like 53 or 54 minutes, including this. I do think that there's a happy medium there, like Patrick was saying, of like the way the Xbox did it is perfect. Like, I don't give a shit about Outer Worlds 2. I'll play it. I give a shit. I'm being drastic here. However, I think that the way they positioned it is like the showcase is over. Stick around for the Outer Worlds showcase if you so desire, is a smart way to do it. And would have probably held them from some disappointment. But I think that overall, I'm glad that I got what I got out of it. And I was having a blast during that. I think the art and the behind the scenes stuff
is
and the
cool.
story of Arc System Works coming together with Marvel/Disney and PlayStation first party again. And correct me if I'm wrong, this is only the second first party Marvel collaboration ever, or definitely the only one besides Sony. Wolverine. Fuck. I see Patrick's holding
Allegedly.
4. Okay, what else?
And Blade, you're forgetting Blade.
Blade. Fuck.
Well,
That's
so
Xbox.
did the Summer Games Fest,
Yeah,
Patrick.
Very
So-
true. Oh, you know what else I'm forgetting? It's actually 5. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Anybody? I can't believe that game is still stranded on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
Insane.
that's a bummer.
But yeah, I'm really into this. Arc System Works is crazy. They, if you're unsure, they are the Guilty Gear team who absolutely knocked it out of the park with Strive most recently, and the online functionality of that game is incredible. They also did Dragon Ball Fighter Z, which is probably the most comparable game when we look at like the engine and stuff like that. Just, I mean, top of their game for what is essentially like the 4th most popular, I guess, fighting game company, despite making maybe the highest quality games. I think this could be the one that kind of really puts them on the map. I would say like,
oh, sorry, no, you no, finish your thought.
I saw you going like looking to the sky, like what are the other 3? And I was just gonna say like, Capcom Street Fighter, NetherRealm Mortal Kombat, and Namkai Bandai Namco for Tekken.
No, what I was gonna say is is Dragon Ball Fighter Z the game I played at your house where I made a squad of little baby fighters?
No. That was Budokai Tenkaichi 4.
That was Budokai
That's what the
Tenkaichi
name
4.
should have fucking been.
What?
Yeah, that's right. That's
Sorry.
right.
Sorry. It's not Budokai Tenkaichi 4. It's Dragon Ball Sparking Zero or some bullshit. It's not. What the fuck? It should be Budokai Tenkaichi 4, you fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah.
What a fucking segue into my final pick for the report card, and arguably why the entire showcase is so fucking high. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. You'll never guess how you spell collection. Anyone want to take a stab? Anyone want to take a stab at it? It is gonna be special. I am so excited. I love Mortal Kombat in the first place.
Yeah,
I think it's absolutely insane. What a cool story that this franchise has, and a lot of you guys already know that story. Mortal Kombat was like the Eminem is to rap music what Mortal Kombat was to video games before that.
The white one?
Correct, it's the white one. Yeah, Ed Boon. But no, I mean, in the early 90s, the controversy of like the blood and gore in Mortal Kombat and games not being good for kids, and the ESRB change that inspired from K to A to like the E to everyone and T for teen and M for mature that we know right now. It is a very like, what is super interesting about this company is that this is made by Digital Eclipse. Obviously, we already have Digital Eclipse games that tell fascinating stories in the video game industry. And if you guys have listened to Drop In, Drop Out or Spotlight Games, you've heard me ramble on and on over the last year about Tetris. Tetris Forever, which was their last game. They've also made 2 other ones, which is Lamasoft, the Jeff Minter story, as well as the making of Karateka. I don't know if it rhymes with erotica or if it's karateka. Impossible to tell.
We'll say erotica for now.
I agree.
I
think
that.
What's special about these games is that they're 1 part documentary, 1 part playable collection of video games. And it is truly the best combination of things that could ever exist. If you are a person that has ever watched a documentary and enjoyed one, and then you're a person that likes video games, all 3 of these games so far, and definitely Mortal Kombat, are for you. I cannot recommend them enough. They are such fun, curated experiences, and they don't overstay their welcome. If it's Tetris, you can only stomach playing so much Tetris at once, even somebody who's a big fan like me. I think this one in particular is going to have a lot more to do just because the games are so much more substantial and they get so new. It includes multiple different versions of Mortal Kombat, from arcade ports to console ports like Genesis and Super Nintendo, as well as all the way up to like the Dreamcast, the Mortal Kombat 4, the step into 3D that isn't so great. I mean, it's got Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, one of the best fighting games of all time, Mortal Kombat 2, one of the best sequels of all time, and it is going to tell a truly like the truth is stranger than fiction stories, while also reflecting on the history of Mortal Kombat with not only Ed Boon but John Tobias as part of it too. And if you guys know your Noob Saibot, those are the two people that made Mortal Kombat, and Tobias has not been a part of the company NetherRealm whatsoever. Not been affiliated with the franchise for a very long time, so it is going to be a very interesting thing to watch. And this jumps up to quite literally my most anticipated video game for 2025.
Wow, that's cool.
Mortal
Wow.
Kombat Legacy.
The other games that they've made, Jake, do they ever add more content to them that you're aware of?
Yeah.
Because I hope that we get more Mortal Kombat in it. Like, give me Shaolin Monks, give me Conquest.
Yeah, I don't know
Never
if they'll
mind.
go that far or if we'd get like a sequel, because Mortal Kombat does go so far. You need to find a stopping point. And I think it's interesting the way that they're doing it, because the things that are announced, if you would have asked me sight unseen, hey, just so you know, Digital Eclipse is making a Mortal Kombat collection. Guess what's going to be in it? I would have guessed Mortal Kombat through Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate. The fact that we're getting Mortal Kombat 4 arcade and Dreamcast versions, we're getting the Game Boy Advance versions of like Mortal Kombat Tournament Edition and Deadly Alliance, but not the console versions of Deadly Alliance, is like a little taste of where Mortal Kombat goes from there. Because in their true step into 3D, I mean, I think that era of like Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection 2, that is like Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, Shaolin Monks, and all of those collections of weird fucking games, those games did so much inside of them. Mortal Kombat Armageddon is Smash Ultimate. Before Smash Ultimate happened, it was everybody's here from every game so far. It had fucking meat in it. It had
meat.
It had meat, baby. And then you also have like Deception, which added like a single player beat 'em up RPG to it.
When I said Conquest, I
great.
meant Deception. Deception was so good.
Oh god, it's so good.
Dude,
It's so
which
good.
hold on, Jake. Which is
Yeah.
the one that had Mario Kart?
Yes. Okay. So that, I believe that's Armageddon. It might
Mario
Deception
Kart?
might be. It's one of the trilogy. It's one of the 3D trilogy that I just mentioned. It's Armageddon, Deception, or Deadly Alliance, and I get them confused because one of them has Combat Kart, one of them has Combat Chess, one of them has like, it's so insane the suite of things that there were to do. Reminds me a lot of Mario Kart, where like you pick up Mario Kart World and there's so many different modes that you can hop into. Those middle of the line Mario Kart, Mortal Kombat games were so wild. They were doing the fucking most in the early 2000s.
Mario Kart and
Take
Mortal
it back.
Kombat, two halves of the same coin, you know?
So
MK
true.
and
Yeah,
MK.
True. Some
Great
say.
MKs.
Some say.
So true.
All right.
Before we go into, we have some fun lists. So we have fun here, Jake.
We do.
I want to share some lists from the audience because those are mostly all
Bye,
very
Jake.
serious lists. So before we go into fun territory, here's a few. So I want to start with Coal Mines and Cool For You, since they're the ones that gave us this idea. Coal Mines, his non-E3 favorites were Pragmata being reannounced, The
Mhm.
Expanse Osiris Reborn, the homie, Silent Hill F this year, Aphelion, Echoes of the End, and Resident Evil Requiem. And there were some honorable mentions as well with Beast of Reincarnation, which is the Game Freak game, Mixtape, Keeper, Resonance, Plague Tale Legacy. Those last two are if they stream well, because he doesn't have an Xbox. Hiragami, Sword of the Sea on PS Plus, Reach on PSVR 2, Thief VR, Legacy of Shadow, and Fading Echo. Some good games in there. And then also Cool For You, top 10 games shown this week with honorable mentions: Marvel Tokon, Digimon Storytime Stranger, Persona 4 Revival, which
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember if I had that on any of my lists. I am excited for Persona 4 Revival, but I wish they had waited.
Yeah. Because they really didn't show much, right?
It was just so little that like
It's like a
I don't
title.
think that game is close like at all.
Yeah.
No,
But
I
it's
think we're
it's
gonna
nice
get
to
it
know that it's actually here.
September. I'm calling September of next year.
Okay.
I
could
we
see
get-
late next year.
I think we get some like but it's probably not going to show up in a state of play or something like that. I think it's going to show up like a Sega showcase or something. And we're gonna see they're gonna be like, oh, we're coming in September. We're like, oh, you know. Well,
I
have that
wonder if
moment.
it's I hope you're right. I wonder if it's like very end of 26 or very early 27, because if you compare it to Persona 3 Reload that they showed this time last year, they showed so much of that game and that came early this year. Is that right?
I don't know.
I don't remember, but the amount that they showed to release was a lot shorter than I think.
Where
this
was
has
the
chance
Persona
to.
3 Reload showed at though?
Wasn't it at an Xbox showcase? I think it was. I think it was last year's
Jake,
Xbox
where are
showcase.
you? Jake, you're somewhere. Where was it?
Yeah. That was Xbox. It was part of their big unveiling of Persona 3 Reloaded is coming. It's coming to Game Pass day one. Also, a bunch of Persona shit coming to Game Pass right now.
That's right.
All right.
But to
Maybe you're
finish
right.
Cool
Maybe
for
this-
You's list, we'll see. To finish Cool for You's list, High on Life 2, No Straight Roads 2, Constance, Echoes at the End, Beast of Reincarnation, Felt That Boxing, Keeper, and then some honorable mentions: Amino, Luminous Arise, and First Light 007. Let's do one more, and then we'll bring in a couple more later. High Score Weekly also gave a couple lists. The games that stuck out from all the different showcases for High Score Weekly. End of Abyss. He says he loves Xenoarchaeology. Neverway, which is a spooky sim game with Earthbound and Undertale aesthetic that he's in on. There are no Ghosts at the Grand, a game that almost made one of my lists, or my main list rather. Unique gameplay loop and a very cool aesthetic. Keeper, which has been on like basically everybody's list. So Dido is excited for Keeper. Sentient Lighthouse, Double Fine, yes. At Fate's End, I'm afraid the Spiritfarer devs cooked with this one.
I'm fearing
Ambroise Niflet, a super cute stop motion inspired detective game. Hotel Galactic, the Ghibli / Spirited Away vibes where you manage a hotel for a bunch of weirdos or weirdo creatures, looks so good. And then finally, Gemporium, a mining gemstone sim management game where you cute mole and dig for gemstones and sell them to customers. Now that sounds like a Caleb.
Those were some wholesome direct picks, which is so funny because when we were watching it, it's basically like my wish list because I already like wish listed them all. It's so
amazing.
funny.
Actually, there's only two more lists. Let's just burn through them right now. Max Traeger also sends in a short list. The ones that stuck out to them: Mina the Hollower finished the demo, 10 out of 10. I'm very excited for Mina the Hollower. Resident Evil 9, Lego Voyagers, Felt That Boxing, and then Ill and Blighted. Which Blighted, I didn't realize was the Guacamelee team. They put that's the Guacamelee team. I need to revisit the Blighted trailer because I love the Guacamelee team. And then finally, Andrew Uncart's games he was not aware of pre-Summer Game Fest: Keeper, Felt That Boxing, At Fate's End, Wu-Tang: Rise of the Deceiver, Scott Pilgrim EX. Scott Pilgrim not getting much love so far today. So good call out on that. And then There Are No Ghosts at the Grand. And then games AOC already knew about: Unbeatable, which is still his most anticipated game of the year, Stranger Than Heaven, Mixtape, Neverway, and Big Walk. Jake, welcome back.
Patrick, where's the best place to make fun of some stuff? Is it now or later?
Yeah,
I just heard a couple of the names.
Where's
I think right now.
Silksong fans will tell you that they're eating so good right now. They finally got their sweet reveal.
Give
Instead
them
of
the floor,
7
everyone.
seconds of gameplay at the Nintendo Direct, we've got 10 seconds at the Xbox Showcase on a fucking portable machine. I can't wait till that game gets delayed out of 2025. And can we talk about the tone deafness of Yacht Club Games calling Mina the Hollower a game that looks like a fucking 2001 Game Boy Advance game being called their next bona fide classic before it's even released? I fucking hope so. It took you 8 years to develop it. Jesus Christ.
No.
Oh my god,
Oh,
dude.
God. Someone go
Mina
ahead and
the
clip
Hollower.
this. Let's get it up on socials because Jake's about to piss
Dude,
off
I
half the
fucking hope
internet.
so. Just make Hollow Knight 2 and shut the fuck up.
God damn.
Jake,
Got him.
the homie Yuhula corrects you. It was 15 seconds of Silk
It
Song.
matters. The 5 seconds
Boy.
really matters.
Yeah. I thought I was so sure that when they toward the very beginning of their showcase, they're like, and this December or whatever, this holiday, you can play Hollow Knight Silk Song day one on the Xbox ROG Ally. So it's like, oh, then we're definitely going to be getting a date by the end of the showcase, right?
No, they still won't commit to
Right?
one. Just that it's before this.
Right? Unreal. So
And it's so
fucking
funny.
dumb.
Everybody online is like,
Actually, they said that it was going to release before that. It's not necessarily tied to the Rogue launch.
it's just so funny. I know nothing about them
Well,
at all.
hold on.
I
Can I derail for a second? Ask the question because no one's asked it yet. But like, do we think that this handheld's going to launch at anything under, let's say,
oh,
$800 or $900?
No. 900. It'll be $900.
900?
because it already
900?
exists. It just doesn't. Because I am not a knower, so I didn't realize that it's a company collaborating with Microsoft, right? Because they already exist independently.
But
They're just now
Microsoft is
allowing.
saying that this is the Microsoft handheld. Like this is like they're doubling down that this is Microsoft. They're just doing it with them. So like they're pitching it as like a solo thing that Rogue's name's attached to it. I think mainly because apparently they smoothed the handles to make them feel more like an Xbox controller, which sucks because Xbox controllers have awful ergonomics. So like,
Yeah. I think it'll either be $900 or it'll be $999 because by the time it launches, everything's going to be even more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is my guess.
Probably. Yes.
We have a few more lists to get through before we recap our predictions of Summer Game Fest. Jake, who do we got first? Oh, this is me. The games that I'm cautiously optimistic about. First off, Clockwork Revolution. This is a game I was so excited when they showed it, 2 or 3 years ago. And then I thought this trailer was so good, but then they ended it by saying it's available in due time, which I think is fucking horse shit.
Yeah.
I have strong concerns now. It's like, okay, what does that mean? Does that mean we're not seeing it for another couple years before we get a date? But it seemed like they revealed so much about how the game seems to operate, and they showed us what I thought was a lot of gameplay. Some of the tone stuff rubbed me the wrong way of like, I could see this game getting annoying with how much it's like, oh, piss and shit, cock and balls, like that kind of a vibe. But I think like visually it looked really nice. And I thought some of the timey-wimey stuff looked really cool.
Yeah.
Also Mudang Two Hearts. This is the game that was at first it looked kind of like Call of Duty or Rainbow Six Vegas adjacent. And the more I've heard about this game, the more it seems like it could be like really fucking cool. There's this, I think if I remember correctly, there's like a potential like co-op situation to it, but I don't know. It looks kind of like a fresh shooter that we haven't got in a while. So I'm excited about that.
Dan Goodshow said that was one of their favorite announcements.
Hell yeah. And then Silent Hill F, it's like, I love the aesthetic of Silent Hill F so much. And the fact that it's coming this year is exciting, but I was not a believer of the Silent Hill 2 remake. And so I just am a bit concerned about more like, I worry based on what we saw that it might have some of the same pitfalls that Silent Hill 2 had for me. So that's like a cautious optimism thing. I'm hoping that that ends up being a game that I'm in on. But so far, I don't know. Well, it's a wait and see for me. Same with Aphelion, where it's like, I think so much of what that game looks like seems cool, but I think Don't Nod is a great developer, but they're the kind of developer for me where they have never truly had a hit across the board. And that like it just checks all the boxes. And I feel like Aphelion might check all the boxes for me. So I want to see if that's the case there. Outer Worlds 2, Outer Worlds 1 was a game that I really didn't care about. But what they showed of Outer Worlds 2 looked a little more interesting to me. I don't love that it's $80. I think it's horseshit that it's $80, but I have
the
Game
world
Pass,
we live in.
so that's the game. It's the world we live in, and I have the thing that makes it feel free to me. So, it's an opinion of privilege, but that's my experience right now with Game Pass. So, I'm excited to at least check that out.
Oh, and we've been corrected. It's Aphelion. Interesting. That seems wrong.
Well, I'm never talking about that game again because I'm not doing that. Sorry, boys. I'm not doing that.
I don't trust
that was Coal Mines.
I don't trust him. I don't trust him. He'd make us say things wrong on air. That's the kind of person he is.
That's true.
That's fair.
And then last two for me, Beast of Reincarnation. This is the Game Freak game. Looks really cool. It has that same like, oh, it's like another really pretty like Sekiro looking game. So we'll see. And also it's Game Freak, the people that make Pokemon. And like, there's been a lot of discussion in our Discord about Game Freak in this game specifically. And it's the kind of thing was like, oh, well, maybe when they don't have the Pokemon company riding their asses, they can make a game that actually runs well. But for me, I'm like, I don't know. I don't trust it. We'll see.
It looked interesting to me.
I need to see more, but I'm not going to just trust that this game is going to run well until we know it's going to run well. And then finally, Echoes of the End. This is one that I think was in the Future Games Showcase. It just has that like kind of third person action RPG looking like AAA situation. And I'm interested to see what that is. But it also kind of looks like it's going to be like AA mid. So that's one of those is like, I'm cautiously optimistic. I hope that it delivers. Yeah. So this is my cautiously optimistic list. What do we got next?
Welcome to chat, Willow's Wanders.
Oh,
Welcome.
it's me again. This is my never show me this game
Oh
again.
gosh.
I don't need
This is a good one.
I don't need mixtape anymore.
Set them on fire.
I know. I'm buying it day one. I can't fucking wait for mixtape. Don't show it to me again. Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
Kojima on fire alongside Death Stranding 2 on the beach?
Maybe, but never. Don't fucking show me
we
this
don't
game
think we
again.
need to see him again.
Sure. Don't fucking show me this game again. You have my money already. I pre-ordered it. Don't show me the game. Onimusha, Way of the Sword. I'm probably the most excited for Onimusha in this company. Don't fucking show it to me again. You've shown it to me 3 times, and I keep being like, I don't need to see more Onimusha. Or if you're going to show me Onimusha, wait until it's like a month before. Give me like a deep dive on the game. I don't need to fucking see the game again. And I swear to God, Cayman, if these fuckers show me Mafia the Old Country one more fucking
Looks
time.
so fucking good, though.
It looks great, but I don't fucking need to see it again.
Did you know that this is it's not open world? It's gonna be just entirely narrative driven, single play. Like, I don't think we've seen a game like this in years.
Yeah,
it's fucking wild.
It's wild.
I love it.
Jake, you popped in for a second. Are you trying to say that you like Onimusha more than me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Got it. And then my last list is games Jeff kept from us. Judas. Where's Judas, Jeff? The Last of Us 3. Where is it, Jeff? Half-Life 3. Where is it, Jeff? Death Stranding 3. Where is it, Jeff? God of War 2018 3. Where is it, Jeff? And then
God of War at all.
Patrick. You missed one, Patrick. Bulletstorm 2. Where is it, Jeff?
Well,
fuck.
We could just skip to 3.
Can we deport him? Can we deport him back to Canada?
Too real.
Did Conker just moan?
Do it again.
Doesn't happen to you every day.
God, I love this little guy.
Oh,
So yeah, that's the games that I'm upset that Jeff kept from us.
I have a list like this if Jake has
Yeah?
it readily available. Yeah. The
Jake?
drum roll. I think he has to skip past a couple, but I have a list of things that were kept from us as well. If we wanted to touch on that next,
I can't wait.
Promptly, it's called. Well, I'll wait because it'll be more dramatic if it's on the screen. But I do think there were some things that were kept. Where are you?
Where are you? Very
I love
good.
this.
Very good.
Where's Wolverine?
Mm-hmm.
Where is he?
Where is it? Where's OD? That is
Where are
Kojima's
you?
Xbox collaboration. We probably won't see
Never
that
gonna
until like
happen.
2050. It probably
Never gonna
makes sense that you wouldn't bring it into the same like time frame that you would with Death Stranding 2 being your absolute hype level. Thank you, Rabbit, for saying, and I am so sorry. Haunted Chocolatier, you know, I knew this one wasn't realistic, but a girl can dream, you know?
A girl can dream.
An intergalactic heretic prophet, I feel
Where are
like
you?
has been teased enough to where like I feel like we should be at a spot or maybe we see something. Seeing nothing, I was like, okay, well, and just farm games overall. We didn't get enough farm games.
Whoa, you got Story of Seasons, you got that creepy ass looking one. That one.
Oh, that's
fun.
on my list. That's on one of my lists that we'll talk about later. But there wasn't enough. I stand by what I said. And then Blade also. Where is it? I don't know. Jake.
I'm a little concerned about Blade. I'll be honest.
I think Haunted Chocolatier, you guys are underselling because there was a tweet from Concerned Ape that just said, the world of Haunted Chocolatier is bigger than the world of Stardew Valley. And that's
I did see that, which is annoying. And I'm like, that's all you're going to give us for real.
Yeah.
But I know it's a pipe dream because it's probably going to take so long.
Was that an indication that this is going to take significantly longer for it to come out, or was he just trying to tease you guys with more?
I don't know. He did say in a blog post that he's not going to be doing anything further with Stardew Valley until he finishes Haunted Chocolatier. So did indicate that that's his current focus, but that doesn't really mean anything when like it could
Right.
probably also take forever. But I'm very excited. I'm just ready to see more, I guess. But yeah, that's my where are you list.
Where are you, Kayla? Really quick, off subject,
Mhm.
but on subject in terms of farm games. Have you played Fantasy Life I yet?
I have not, and I need to. I guess I've seen Jake play it and it looks really fun. High School Weekly has tried to convince me to play it. It just throws me off a little bit that it's $60. I don't know. But
sure.
I've heard it's worth it because it has a lot of content. And Patrick, I know you've played it too, right?
Kayla,
Okay.
Kayla, you gotta play it. We'll take this offline. Jake,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
this list?
I'm here to talk about Fantasy Life I, and the $60 farming game is, you can feel the budget. It feels
Okay,
like $60,
okay.
which is weird for a farming game.
Yeah.
This is my last list, so you'll hear a lot less of me from now on, so everyone can tune
Okay.
back in. This is my SGF list for We Knew, But You're Cool. And these are just 6 games that I'm really excited to see again because they're coming out soon, and I got some kind of significant update or visual for them. Starting with Sonic Crossworlds and their unexpected collaborations. What happened to your bodies when Hatsune Miku was shown on screen? Because I jolted out of my seat. I was like, what is happening? And then all the way in, we got Joker from Persona, Dumpster Boy.
Hold on. Well, Kasuga was one I was most excited about from Like a Dragon. But when Hatsune Miku shows up on screen, I literally turned to my wife and I said, Jake's jizzing his pants right now.
Just for Minecraft Steve, of course. But really cool. It's like, dude, this is what I was pitching for Mario Kart for a really long time, of like, where are your collabs like you do for Smash Brothers? Put them into a karting game. It's free money. Getting like a Minecraft course and a Sonic racing game, like depending on what collabs they announce next and whatever they have planned for DLC, 2 of those are Sega and 2 of those are IP that have nothing to do with Sega, which I think is really cool for Sonic Crossworlds.
Next we get Skippy
Personally-
Toilet and Sonic
God.
Crossworlds.
Fucking
It's
Christ.
fine.
Personally, I prefer that Mario Kart made a fun racer without characters from other games instead of having games from other characters from other games in a shitty racing game. Jake, what how do you feel about that?
Someone didn't play the fucking early access network test
I
because
did.
Sonic Crossworlds is fucking good. Oh shit.
I did play it.
It was fun, Patrick. Better than Sonic Frontiers, that's for certain.
Well,
listen,
sure. That's a pretty low bar.
I think that the Sonic Crossworlds is going to be a big hit on Drop In Drop Out. I think everyone's picking it up and we're all streaming it and we're doing another community night. That's what I've heard. I put Indiana Jones in the Circle of Giants, one of my favorite games from last year, and I'm just excited to get more of that. Not to mention the idea of like that Indiana Jones game played out like a 20-hour movie. And maybe like a 3 or 4 hour Indiana Jones adventure is just what the doctor ordered, to hop back into that world and just have a little fucking good time. Ready for that. I have Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, which has playable Pac-Man if you pre-order, sent me over the fucking moon. I'm on a big Everybody's Golf kick. Really, really cool game. Final Fantasy Tactics, we kind of knew you were from the NVIDIA leak and we finally heard about you. The Ivalice. I know how to say it.
The Ivalice Chronicles.
Very good.
Yes, that's good.
Sword of the Sea.
Yes.
That's
on my don't show me anymore list. I don't need any
Don't
more.
show me anymore. I get it. I don't think we need to. I did say when we were watching I didn't get it for our predictions, but when I was doing the reaction at the beginning. Oh, no. When they showed Sword of the Sea, as they started showing the trailer, I was like, this feels like a PS Plus game. Watch, they're going to announce this for PlayStation Plus for free. And sure enough, that game is coming out in July or August for free on PlayStation Plus. And it's such a banger for any Journey or Abzu heads out there. Sword of the Sea is going to be probably on my game of the year list. I can already tell by looking at it. And last,
it looks so good.
Oh, it's fucking awesome. Last was Marvel Cosmic Force, which I think remains to be one of the most interesting games for me of 2025 when that comes out. That has to be. That's not negotiable. I need 3 people to play that with me.
Jake,
Oh,
Marvel
in.
Sicko confirmed in this.
Count me
stream.
Honestly,
in, brother.
Yeah, kind of.
I'll do it. I'll fucking do it with you.
Love that.
That's
I love
amazing.
that.
We love to see it.
Invasion.
Alright.
Yes,
What's next?
Andrew on carts. Oh shit! It's me. It's me.
That's your boy.
All right, this is my list. We're getting a sequel. But here are all the games that I was absolutely shocked that we're getting sequels this year, or not this year, but we're getting sequels that were announced. We'll start with Mortal Shell 2, which I don't think reviewed well enough for it to deserve a sequel based on like what everyone had said about it. But the fact that not only get a sequel, but it looks fucking great. Holy shit. Neo 3, which I distinctly remember us all laughing in real time about the fact that we were all like joking about how none of us liked Neo and thought it was kind of a joke. And then they announced it. We're like, fuck, we're all playing Neo 3, aren't we? The fact that Atomic Heart is getting a sequel is quick off the heels, I might add. Like that thing has been cooking for
Yeah.
a while.
That was on somebody's like long shot prediction list. Was it yours? I can't remember.
No,
Somebody's
I
it
would
was
never. I would
Yeah.
never have guessed that we would have gotten like an actual trailer with gameplay for this, considering the Atomic Heart 2 came out, what, like 2 years ago? Like that
Yeah.
turnaround time feels wild.
I got major Cyberpunk 2077 like original showcase vibes from Atomic Heart 2 of like what you guys are showing so
Really?
fast from Atomic Heart 1. Ain't no way this is true. That was the vibe I got from it.
Okay. I mean,
Breaks 2 said
Yeah.
the fact that Atomic Heart is getting an MMO as well.
yeah,
And that's part of it. That kind of fed into it. Of
Whoa.
like, wait, you then show us a second game that looks even
Right.
bigger. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something doesn't feel right.
What
about
is it?
they showed us.
Mundlin? Mundlin? Is that how you say it?
I don't
No,
remember.
are you thinking
Mundlin?
about Mudong?
Is it Mudong? Mudang?
I think it's Mudong. It's about a cow's penis.
Mudong?
No, but is the fucking Atomic Heart is the cube one, right?
Yeah.
The MMO that takes
Yeah.
place on the cube, and that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one
yeah.
that has that crazy shot of, we'll call it a pubic region.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does
Oh yeah,
everybody
the
immediately know what I'm
solid
talking about?
steel crotch. Yeah, the solid steel crotch. I saw it earlier.
Yes.
Fuck. Okay,
Shook.
that's all.
I don't remember this, but I believe you.
Yeah. So that's where. Anybody remember Code Vein? I think
Yeah.
it's actually one word. I misspelled that too.
Eh.
Didn't expect we'd ever get a sequel to that, and we are. Here's the wild one, guys. Thief VR. Did
Yeah.
anyone here play the Thief game from like 20? I think it's like 2014, maybe.
Yeah, I
No.
played a little bit of it.
Weird ass game. And was just like kind of fizzled on the vine. So the fact that they're bringing Thief back feels wild to me.
I agree.
And then lastly, on my we're getting a sequel report card, Scott Pilgrim is getting a
Mhm.
sequel, a game that disappeared off of the digital store for how long? Years? Delisted, never thought we'd ever see it. And this would like really started the whole campaign about like how we need to save video games because digital games will die and you'll never get them again. Like they'll just vanish. And the fact that like it kickstarts that, comes back, and now we're getting a sequel, that's a Cinderella tale. Like this is wild stuff.
That looks
here.
cool.
Andrew on Cart
Love
said
that art
they
style,
think
too.
7 years. That's crazy.
Wow,
7 years,
crazy.
fucking insane. But happy to see it. It gives me a little bit of faith that the world's
looks
not
good.
going to end in about 6 months.
Well,
Sure.
unfortunately, other information proves.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
What's the next list?
Oh yeah, fuck your friendship. My fuck your friendship list. These are games that I'm gonna tell my friends absolutely get fucked if you don't get better. And that is Lego Voyagers. Out of words. See, Jake didn't fix it like I told him to. I said, get in there, Jake. Fix it. He didn't do it.
Lego
I'll tell
Voyagers
you
looks
what.
so good. I'm so sorry. I don't have it on my list somewhere, but because I kind of forgot. But I really am
So
intrigued
cute.
by it. Yeah.
So cute. And I love the idea behind like the concept of the building yourself up like that. Because I feel like there was some, I love that they're going into like the more realistic Lego style. I think that was like really the only highlight of Lego Horizon was like the art style was incredible. But yeah, I enjoy that. Sonic Racing, I can promise you right now that Jake and I are going to be at each other's throats for not just Sonic Racing, but I also will inform Jake, just like Maury abused me live on air, I will abuse Jake and tell him he needs to get his She-Hulk ass into fucking gear. Because we're not going to have this
Ooh.
house. I know you're going to play, Asser. I know you are. Yeah, you are. You.
No
Yeah,
question.
you are.
Looks so
Based.
dope. So dope.
And then this one is one that like is actually kind of silly, but I'll stand by this. Sid, my wife, was sitting next to me when Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny pop up. She was like, "We're playing this game when it comes out."
Hell yeah.
And like an isometric kind of Diablo set in the Nicktoons world, which is like reminds me like that we need fucking Ultimate Alliance again. We need
Ugh, bring
games
it
like this
back.
with we need fucking Diablo style games with existing IP. That's just a genre that died at some point, and we need to bring it back. Fucking X-Men Brotherhood.
Come on, dude.
Ugh.
Bring it back.
Ugh.
Here, can I just say,
Yeah.
Ryan Selvey resubscribing for the 4th month in a row.
Ooh.
We love to see it.
Ooh.
No one
Shout
makes my
out.
heart beat faster than Ryan Selvey. Ryan, thanks for being here. Thanks for the support.
Amazing.
How's that Switch 2 treating you, Ryan? Jake, do we have any more lists? I think we have at least one more.
We have 2 more lists. I just wanted to preface for audio listeners and video listeners. This is Propcom.
Jesus Christ.
God.
Thanks, Jake. This is my final list. Is somebody's gonna come, and these are games that I picked, and I'm
Fucking
gonna
hell.
I'm gonna play a game with the two of you, and I'm gonna see if you can pick out on this list which game is gonna make each one of you come.
Wow. Us personally.
Yeah.
I'm pleading the 5th here.
So
I
you
think I
guys get
reserve
to
that
look.
right.
You
to
can
be-
and you can pick out for Maury and you can pick for Cog and Jake. I mean, we're picking for all of them. I want you guys to pick which one is it going to be. Which one did I select for you? I selected these for you. Let me explain. Say.
I mean, may I take a stab?
Yeah.
WTF Waifu Tactical Force, Jake. Metroidvania
100%.
Mio, Cog.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 9, Kayla.
Interesting. Okay.
or
Only
more.
because it was on her list earlier, and I want to
Gross.
respect her.
Okay. Okay.
I don't remember Arc Raiders, so I'm gonna just take a shot and say Jerica.
That checks. Yeah, dinosaurs.
That actually was
Great.
correct. Yes. Arc Raiders was
Patrick
was
Blighted, Stranger Than
Mhm.
Heaven, Mori,
Interesting. Okay.
or Resident Evil 9 Mori because he drafted that. Maybe that was the thought.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Caravan Sandwich. I don't
remember
you, I
this.
guess.
Okay, that Caravan Sandwich was from the Wholesome games. If you guys don't didn't see the trailer for this, this is the most Kayla ass fucking shit I've seen. And
Cool.
then obviously,
Yeah.
obviously, I'm a sucker for fucking anything from the team behind Like a Dragon. So you can just inject Stranger Than
Oh,
Heaven
right.
right into
That's
my veins.
right.
Yeah. So I'm sorry if I
I
didn't
Oh, this is on my
forgot.
wish
proper,
list. Yeah.
just I think I did. Patrick, you did fucking bang up job. I think
Not bad.
honestly, if you did a good job. I think I did an even better job because I selected these. So
Correct.
You
Yes,
know.
yes.
I could have fed them to you. I could have fed them to you, but I'm just glad that somebody's gonna
If-
come.
Yeah, no, me too. If I had listened earlier when I asked you what was Stranger Than Heaven and you told me it was the Like a Dragon developer, I would have remembered and said
Right,
that
right,
was
right.
your game, which I probably would have bat 100 on this. or
You would have.
1,000.
You should have.
Yeah.
You should have been batting 100. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
Amazing.
Jake said that there was this one final list. Is this true, Jake?
Yes, it's me, Freako Games. How could we forget? I am really excited for the Freaks. I think that like this is a time to be alive for the Freaks, and I think I actually missed one, and that was the "There's No Ghost at the Grand" is a Freako game.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Felt
for
that
sure.
boxing, all Freaks, out of words, Freaks. Animo, come on. You guys knew I had to mention this on a list somewhere.
UFO for sure.
Like it's definitely somebody described it. I forget who. They said that it was a Infinity Nikki meets Pal World, and I think that's a perfect description. And I actually enjoyed both those. If you guys haven't seen the Wholesome Direct, like we've been talking about a little bit, Consume Me. Have you guys
Mhm.
seen this game? It looks incredible. And there's a whole like little announcement video with the developers, like talking about like why they created the game, and it is hilarious and amazing. And Neverway, it's a freak game. It's like both of these two games on the end are like horror farming games, which like wants to like send me into a coma. Like that's like my kryptonite. Especially Fractured Blooms. What did you guys think about this game? Did you guys like watch this? I can't remember. Like this is the one where it's God, I forgot the developer, but it's something that
This is the Blumhouse game, I think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's like
Oh,
horror
yeah.
meets farm sim.
Yes, and it's like psychological horror.
I almost selected that for you, Kayla, instead of Caravan Sandwich. But then I was like, you know what? I don't know if we've really talked about if you enjoy horror games like that.
I do.
Good.
Actually,
I'm very excited.
yes. I haven't had a horror game scratch my like itch in a while. Like, and so I'm really looking forward to this. I can't remember what they said about when it comes out, but
Yeah, I'm excited for Fractured Blooms.
yeah, I'm really excited for it. So that's my Freako game. Anybody else? And then I rated it a B because like if I'm rating just like the fact that there was so many like interesting freak games, then it would be a B.
Sure.
So
I love it.
And then no Goes to the Grand definitely falls into that for sure.
For sure.
That's my last list.
We love to see it. I think what a riling success, all these different lists for Summer Game Fest. And now I think we're going to go through the homie Noah. You know, what was that, 2 weeks ago? Jake
Incredible
posted
W
our Summer Game Fest predictions episode and just like on a whim was like, hey, Noah, write that down, which he does so often. And then Noah went and made a whole fucking produced slideshow to recap all of our predictions. So we're going to go through that right now. So this is, as we see here, the topics are about the entire Summer Game Fest event. And Jake, it seems like I can control this. So I'm going to take control of moving from slide to slide. How hyped were we? I said an 8. Kayla said 11. Jericho said 7. Cog said 14. Jake said 8. And Cayman said Saturday.
Charlie Sheen, wasn't it?
Saturday, Charlie.
Wasn't it Charlie Sheen on a Saturday or something?
What does that even mean? What did I even mean by that?
Saturday Charlie. Yes, it's I don't remember.
I don't remember why.
Don't remember.
We're gonna go with
I think
just got a shit hungover, and I'm taking a W on this one. I think
that's so funny.
Amazing. And I think based on I don't want to speak for everybody, but I don't think anybody got even close to their hype level.
No.
Which is a bummer. For
yeah.
Sure. In terms of will there be a Nintendo Direct? Jake, Cog, and myself and Jericho all said yes. Cayman and Kayla said no. And so far, no. Now we might get an announcement in the coming days. Maybe it'll be next week. But as of today, the official answer is no. So that is a point only for Cayman.
Hold on.
And Kayla.
Noah clarifies hype level did not count to final points.
Got it.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty objective, I would say. And then, like, how do you measure that? Yeah.
Yeah. Will we get a state of play? I said no. Check the fucking tape, brother. Check the tape, brother. Cayman said yes. No. Jericho said no. Kayla said yes. Cog said no. Jake said yes. The answer was yes. You know what I think when it said no? I think what I said, the question was, will we get a state of play between like June 1st and whatever? And I think I said it was going to be before the June 1st, which it wasn't. But I think
right. Trying to play semantics now.
Through a technicality, I got fucked,
sure,
which is bullshit. But hey, that's the way the news goes. Will we get a Sonic reveal? Jake, Cog, myself, and Jerica said yes. Cayman said no. Kayla said hopefully. I don't know how that stands for points, but the answer was yes. We got a Sonic reveal.
I think it counts as yes.
Does it count as yes? We already knew that was the game, right?
We'll see. That's a Noah question. Will we see Silk Song? Cog, Kayla, myself, and Jerica all said yes. I said no, along with Jake. And turns out me and Jake were the dumb ones because the answer was yes.
Amazing.
Will we hear Sam Fisher's goggles? Was the next question. Everyone said no except Cayman and Kayla, who said who? And apparently the answer was yes. I don't remember that happening, but I trust Noah implicitly. I
don't remember that, but I'll take it.
Score check.
Oh, I see. Noah says the answer should say no. The graphic is fucked. Points are accurate.
Fuck you, Noah.
The score check so far after 5 questions. Kayla,
Damn,
5
Kayla.
for 5.
Holy
Everyone
shit.
else 3 for 5, except
Patrick.
me at 2 for 5. You'll love to see it. The next ones are about the Xbox showcase specifically. Will there be
My
Fable
first
gameplay
email.
show? Everyone said yes. The answer was no. Will Starfield be featured? Everyone said no except Jerica, who also clarified that it would be a TV show, but the answer was no. Will we get an Activision or Rare platformer? This was pretty split. So Jerica, Kayla, Cog, and Jake all said yes.
Catching
Me and
up on
Kanan
you,
said no.
Kayla.
Me and Kanan got the point with no. In the Xbox showcase, the number of times PlayStation would be said, Kayla, Kanan, and Jerica got this correct with 0. Because it was not ever said. Now it was on screen a few times.
It was on
But
screen.
it was never.
But we
it was
did
never said.
clarify that
We did
PlayStation.
clarify.
Yeah.
PlayStation. Will Elder Scrolls 6 get a title? For some crazy fucking reason, Jake, Kanan, and Kayla said yes. But the
Yeah, I
answer,
don't know, man.
I was hopeful. I wish I should have put this on my list of like, where are you? Because I also wish we would have.
Where
gotten this,
are
but we
you?
did
Sure.
not.
Instead, they said, I'm so sorry. So now the score check, a lot of moves just now. Kayla still in first with 7 of the 10 points available. Came in with 6, Cog, Jerica, and myself with 5, and Jake with 4. That fucking piece of shit.
That fucking piece of shit.
The next are topics specifically about the Summer Game Fest stream. Will Kojima speak? We all said yes. The answer was yes.
Look at that guy.
Will Troy Baker be in a dumb hat? This I take issue with.
It counts.
I
It
do
counts.
take issue with.
Hold
However,
on a
Cog
second.
and Kayla said yes. Everyone else said no. And Noah, who I trust implicitly, and it's his rules, says that Troy Baker as Jack Pepper in Mouse Detective PI counts.
Chat,
as
does
Troy
this
Baker
count?
in a dub
It
hat.
counts.
I don't believe it does, but it's Noah's rules and it's Noah's score, so it counts.
We got 3 counts in the chat that are not even Noah. Just saying.
Oh boy. Will a presenter say fuck?
I wish we were wrong on this one.
I wish we were wrong on this. Cog and
Oof,
Jake both
this fucking
said
guy.
yes. And this fucking dipshit did say fuck
Jeez,
during
fuck.
the
He said
SGF show.
fucking specifically.
Yeah, he's fucking
Yeah.
dipshit ass.
Yeah.
Will Nintendo be there was the next topic. I said yes. Kayla said yes. Jake said yes. The answer, however, was no.
Yeah.
Will Sam Lake dance? Kayla and Cayman and Jake all said yes, but the answer was no. Everyone else got a point for that one. Which brings us to updated scores of Jake at the bottom. with 6.
What the fuck? Cog went off that round.
Cog got 5 out of 5 of the SGF,
Damn.
shooting
All right.
him to the top. And then
Amazing.
Kayla,
Rocket.
Cayman, and Jerica just on his tail. How many anime games will there be? This is when Jake put it to the community to be the
Yes.
judge. This, according to Noah, how many anime games will there be? The answer was 7. So Cog again got the point for this one.
Nailed it.
The next game, how many big shadow drops? This was according to the Dan Good show. Now, so to clarify, these ones that are community led, it's whatever they thought the answer was.
Yeah.
They could
Yeah.
factually be wrong. But the Dan Good show said there were 2 big shadow drops. So that's the answer, which meant Kayla got the point of 2. We asked Sirius Shard, how many farming games? I said 13 as the highest number. And Cayman
This
said
isn't a Nintendo
2.
Direct.
And Sirius Shard, actually, here, let me pull this up really fast. Sirius Shard, I messaged him and was like, hey, so Jake put this on you. How many farming games would you say were announced at Summer Game Fest? He said, unfortunately, farming sim games are not really my thing. I can't recall seeing any though. And, I said, and Jake claims to know you.
According
This
to him.
fucking guy, Jake, try like
So good.
unbelievable.
So good.
But Cayman got the point because he's the closest one. Or either Cayman got the point or Noah got the point. I don't know how Noah did
Please
it.
tell me I got the point.
Got
No,
it.
I need the point.
How many AAA games will be revealed? This is according to Coal Mines. Coal Mines said 2. He said Code Vein 2 and Resident Evil Requiem. So the closest was Kayla. Oh no, the closest was Jake with 3.
Jake.
The closest was Jake with 3. So yeah,
Patrick with
that
10.
was
a little low.
I know, unreal. And then the overall show rating, according to Rabbit, my answer was 42069 because I was trying to play to Rabbit. And that didn't do me well because he said it was a 5 out of 10, which meant Kayla and Jake were closest at 6. Was High Score Weekly happy with Summer Game Fest? Jake, Cog, and Kayla said yes. And so they got the points because High School Weekly said he was happy with Summer Game Fest.
Yep.
I'm shocked by that. I'm genuinely shocked by that.
Yeah. So the score check right now with that round, that was our
Damn.
toughest round. Only Cog and Kayla got 2 points. Everyone else had 0 or 1. And so right now Cog is still in first with 12. Kayla right on his heels with 11.
I'm on the coattails.
And then this is the grab bag picks. These are the random topics for the entire Summer Game Fest event. SGF realistic prediction. Jake said Sonic Frontiers 2. I said Hades 2 release date. Cog said Judas release date. Cayman said Silksong date. Kayla said RE9 info. Got the points. Jerica said Wolf Among Us 2 news. So no one else was correct except Kayla with her realistic prediction. And then our long shot prediction, no one got anything right. Huge Nintendo Direct, Beyond Good and Evil 2, Rebirth on Switch, Persona 6, Haunted Chocolatier, OD trailer at Xbox. Not a single person was correct.
I had to look. I was the closest, I think, here with saying Persona 6. We got a Persona game, just not Persona 6. So, like,
Sure. As they keep saying in the chat, no pity points. So it's
I know. You guys don't love me.
Rabbit did say keep the faith, brother, to Dumpster Boy. So,
rapid fire prediction 1. The only one to get a point here was Jerica with the Death Stranding 2 trailer.
That's
to
a
which
gimme.
I guess it should have been someone say something we know is gonna fucking happen, and Jerica's the only one that did it. I guess. Fucking hell. Rapid fire prediction 2. No one got a single one right. Blade gameplay, Light No Fire trailer, Star Wars Eclipse news. A bunch of stuff was mentioned here, and not a single one was shown. For our second rapid fire. And then our last call prediction, everyone but Jerica. Jake said there would be a Square game from the NVIDIA leak. I said a Double Fine game. Cog said Fair Games would be absent. Cayman missed with strategic collaboration.
Hold on a second.
Which is surprising.
I mean, maybe they didn't necessarily state. I don't know. Maybe they did. Sony teaming up with whoever the guys are making the fighting game, or Xbox and Rogue coming together to make a handheld console. I'm just saying. There could have been said.
It could have been said. But according to Noah, it wasn't. And then Kayla got a point for more Witcher 4 info announced. So the final score: Cog with 13, Kayla with 13, Jerica with 9, Cayman with 8, Patrick with 8, and Jake with 8. Except this wouldn't be drop in, drop out if we didn't have some bullshit fuckery to go on.
God damn it,
What
Patrick.
about
what
a
did you do now?
tiebreaker? A tiebreaker?
So me and Noah, we put our heads together. Really, this was Noah. Unfortunately, this is a round of Mario Party, and there will be bonus stars.
Oh my gosh, this is so
Jake,
funny.
we need you in here. Hey-o. So the bonus stars for this. Let's do just one more quick recap of the scores. So Cog and Kayla are in first with 13, Jerica with 9, Cayman and myself with 8, and Jake with 8 as well. We're all on the bottom. So to start off the bonus stars, the Scaredy Cat star. This star is awarded to the host who correctly guesses which other hosts feared the most. Unfortunately, we all said it 5 times, and the answer was 5 times.
Wait, I have a question. Is this like during our prediction episode? Or is this like while we were watching the showcases? That's what I'm
sorry. So let me clarify. I read this wrong. It's how many times will Jake say I fear? We all guessed 5 times, and the answer was 5 times.
That's
so we all
funny.
got a point.
Okay.
Very good.
The second bonus star, Shit Happens star. This star is awarded to the host who correctly guesses which other hosts laughed at a poop joke. Will Jake laugh at a poop joke? We all said yes. The answer was yes.
This was during that one.
Yeah, this is during the Felt That Boxing trailer.
Oh, I know.
The third bonus star, the best facial star. This star is awarded to the host who correctly guesses how many times another host made a silly face. How many times will Jake make these faces? We all guessed 4 times, and the answer was, in fact, 4. So we all got the point. And Jake, unfortunately, didn't get the point. Which does bring our final score to Cog at 16 points, Caleb with 16 points, Jericho with 12, Cayman with 11, Patrick with 11. And unfortunately, that does mean that Jake is in last because he didn't get a single point for any of the bonus stars. You really do hate to see it, Jake.
When I was watching that stupid Felt trailer, I was like, they hit the first 2 jokes, and I was like, let's see if this fucking trailer makes me laugh genuinely at all. And I sat there with a straight face, and then they cut to the dude plunging the toilet. He's like, I took a bunch of dumps in there. I fucking lost it, dude.
I can't wait for that Jake stream. Oh my god, that section killed me.
Jordan, you're on the show live of Drop In Drop Out Pod. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you tonight?
I'm so fine. I felt like it would be unfortunate if in all of our predictions that we've ever done, you've always come in dead last, that you wouldn't get to say something for the one time you get to come in first, but you're not on the show. What do you have to say?
Actually, we're tied for first.
I think that, I was underestimated for all this time.
Yeah.
And I think you're finally seeing the light that Cog has the stuff.
Sure.
You all doubted me. You doubted Claire Obscure, and it's the highest rated game of the year.
Wow.
You doubted my prediction capability, and I'm tied with Kayla. So, I don't know. Just remember this for next time.
Yeah, I do. Unfortunately, it was very short-lived. Noah does adjust the points in the chat. He says Kayla gets I was actually on the fucking show star, so that does put you in second officially. I'm so sorry, Jordan.
That was on the PowerPoint. So.
Shit.
Well, Jordan, congratulations for co-winning with Kayla. I wanted you to get your piece out there.
Thank you very much. Kayla and I just stay twinning.
They stay twinning.
We really do stay
now
twinning.
It's getting a little bit scary, but
That's true.
we're dealing with it.
All right, buddy.
Amazing.
Bye.
Bye, Cog.
We had
And
to
W
get
for
that in.
Kayla. I'm just kidding.
and W for Kayla as well. W for Kayla as well. But that does bring us to the end of our show. Unfortunately, there isn't another surprise. It's just, and shout out. Can we just say shout out to fucking Noah?
Our unpaid
W
king.
Noah, our unpaid king. Maybe one day there'll be some money in these
I'm
hills.
just-
But so yeah, let us know.
Wow.
What did you think about Summer Game Fest? What did you think about the predictions? Did you make predictions, and were some of those close or not close at all? Would you have beat us in our predictions? Let us know in the comments. Go to www.dropinDropout.com. Follow all of our shows. We got JK Games coming back imminently. We have Spotlight Games every Tuesday, covering the latest and the greatest in the world of video games. We have Drop In Dropout right here on twitch.tv/dropindropoutpod every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, talking about all sorts of fun shit in the industry. We have community stream nights at indefinite times that we announce when we come up with them. But we just did a Mario Kart World one, and we're probably going to do more in the near future. But in order to be involved in those, all you got to do is go to dropinDropout.com. Join the Discord. You join the Discord, where every day we're goofing off about video games. We're talking about the games we're playing, the announcements happening all throughout the day. And we just, we have community there. And a lot of that community is in the chat right now. So W, the Dan Good Show, Rabbit, many W's for Noah, High School Weekly, Coal Mines, Yuhula. We have a bunch of homies in the chat right now. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next week, we love you. We thank you. And we say, bye-bye.